What's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We are out here in Asheville, North Carolina for the media launch of a truck that you have been waiting for, and now we have it. This is it. This is your totally redesigned from top to bottom 2023 GMC Canyon. This particular one is that luxury trim known as the Canyon Denali. But before we get into this 4x4 with some class, let's talk about what's going on here. The Canyon. It's the sister truck to the Colorado in that mid-size truck segment that's fierce. Lots of competition. We now even have the return of the compact truck segment with the Ford Maverick and the Hyundai Santa Cruz. Now what's fascinating is that we already brought you a lot of the goodness of what the Colorado brings to the table, but now it's GMC's turn. GMC, General Motors Truck Company, been around since the early 1900s. Now it's time for them to flex their mid-size truck muscle. If you're looking for a mid-size truck, you got a lot to choose from. Tacoma, the Nissan Frontier. Of course, you could go Canyon. You could even go with the Colorado and the Ridgeline and the Gladiator. So lots to choose from, but not all of them have a luxury trim. So what I want to find out is, should you go GMC Canyon Denali, or should you maybe go Tacoma limited trim, which is more of a classier trim? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, there's just something about a black GMC Denali. I don't care if you're talking about Yukon, Sierra, whatever. Black just fits the truck perfect. Now, when you get to the front of the business, you're gonna see new lighting, full LED turn signals, daytime running lamps, and those projector beam headlights. And I like the way they really kept it within that GMC wheelhouse of style. If you look closely between a GMC vehicle and a Chevrolet vehicle, even though they're all General Motors, they each have their unique design difference, especially as you can see, they take that line from the side fender and bring it into the front fascia, kind of extends it off from the body. As we come across the grille, get your GMC sunglasses ready. Now, thankfully, it's an overcast kind of day here in Asheville, but you have that high shine chrome finish. Let me know how you feel about this. I was hoping for a brushed aluminum feel. I feel like that's a little bit more modern on what people want, but Denali brings a ton of that chrome. Of course, you got that dark cherry red GMC logo, and you also have a forward-facing camera. Now, as we go all the way down, you'll see everything is body colored except for a little bit of this darker gray. And then we also have our tow hooks on both sides of the front of the Denali. Are you surprised they didn't make them chrome? Let me know down in that comment section. I think one of my favorite parts, besides how they have the headlight housing separate from the daytime running lamp, is you're gonna get LED fog lamps built in very nicely. Now, of course, if you're comparing this to the current Tacoma, it's gonna make the Tacoma look really outdated. But Toyota does have a new Tacoma coming soon, so stay tuned. But right off the bat, I'm really loving the exterior style, especially at the front. Now, when you get up onto the hood, no matter if you go elevation trim, no matter if you go AT4, AT4X, or Denali, you're gonna get the same great hood. Love that canyon indentation in the center, and then everything else, it's bold without going too over the top. Now, when you come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So you're gonna get these machined aluminum. It's actually called diamond cut. You see these edges that look like ruffles? You know, ruffles has ridges, so do these wheels. Diamond cut with the machined aluminum. They did a great job keeping it simple, but also making it look special enough for a Denali. 20-inch wheel, 20-inch wheel, and you do get an off-road spec tire. And how do I know that? Always look for the shielding of the sidewall. That gives you a little bit more protection than a standard street tire. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of these tires? 275 on the width, meaty 60 series sidewall. Let me know what you think. First of all, excuse the mud. Obviously, we're going to be doing some off-roading soon. But let me know what you think about the flat black. I was thinking on the Denali trim, why not make it painted the same color as the body? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section, but definitely looks very rugged and has the credentials with a nice 20-inch wheel. Now, when we come down the side, you do have the shiny chrome bits on your mirror caps, and you are gonna get the 360 degree camera. The mud is optional, so the mud does not come with the truck. Just something to be aware of. We got that nice mud splattered. I actually had to drive through the mud about 5 different times and have Steven clean it off until we had this perfect splatter across the Denali badge. Like I said, that's the high luxury trim. You do have the bling bling in chrome on the door handles, and we have our Denali specific running boards. They're fixed running boards, and you can see they're on the lower side, which is going to hinder some of the off-road capability. But guess what? If you want more off-road capability, you got AT4 and the AT4X. Up top, I'm going to have to zonk that antenna. It reminds me of an RC car that I had when I was a kid, and the batteries kept dying like after using it for 2 minutes. So I wish they would have just went with a shark fin antenna. But the great news is you got that nice angular design. I dig the fender flares. I just wish I could see what it would look like if it was all painted. And then working our way towards our rear, check it out. Just like the bigger brother, you're gonna get the nice step. Look at that. That's what it looks like when you're going off-roading. You get that nice step. I don't care if you have a work boot. I don't care if you're wearing clown shoes. You could get that nicely in there. Coming around to the rear, you can see how they work the taillights. Not my favorite, but I've seen worse. I've seen better too. GMC Denali badge, looking proud right in the center. And then I am really digging how they did this texturized. So when you get on that bumper, look, you got nice grip action there. We got our full tow capability, all of our plugs nice and high out of the mud. Of course, you got your area where you're gonna put that hitch, and then the spare is cleanly mounted underneath. One thing I would like to also maybe consider, or at least GMC consider, is putting some type of finish exhaust tip, because this is the top Denali trim. But we get into the bed, look at this, back up, soft release. You have your ruler, so you don't have to carry around one in your pocket. And then my favorite thing about the Canyon and the Colorado is going to be this. Having the ability to have some type of usable storage. Nobody else has done that, and I applaud GMC for doing that. And then it locks so easily. Look at the great access we have in this bed. You got your tie-down locations, both at the rear and the front. You got your manual sliding cab window, and we have our bed liner. And then, of course, on the passenger side, let's say you're going camping. Let's say you're going to the beach, and the kids want their rafts blown up. You could get yourself a nice electric air pump so you could save your lungs for more important things, like keeping yourself alive. But you know what? Talked about the outside. Let's get underneath the hood and see what the heck is powering this GMC Denali. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. I'm thinking they should have put some hood struts underneath here, especially for the Denali trim. But underneath the hood, you're getting some great power. And I know for some of you, losing the V6 is gonna hurt, but wait until you hear the horsepower and torque. You got that 2.7 liter turbocharged inline four, 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic, 0 to 60 in 6 seconds flat, quarter mile, 14.7 seconds. MPGs around 20 in the city and 26 on the highway. The vehicle weighs 4,700 pounds, and you could tow up to 7,000 pounds. What's also nice is that you have up to 10 available cameras that you could option, even cameras underneath this truck. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see this thing in motion. All right, guys, here we are inside this black GMC Canyon Denali. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been waiting. Thank God I didn't hold my breath waiting for this redesigned Canyon, because I'd probably be dead by now. But I'm glad, better late than never, and I'm hoping that it was worth the wait. But Joe, tell me now, what's the price? Very good question. No official pricing yet for the full specs, but MSRP starting for a Canyon Denali is going to be $51,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. I love what they did with the wood and the stitching. So you're going to get that nice wood finish without any kind of shiny veneer gloss. That diamond stitching looks really high end. And then I'm also digging the tan with the black in the center. Really gives it that luxury feel. The major zonk, though, at the top of the door panel, that's hard plastic. WTF, this is a Denali. That needs to be nice soft touch material. Now, you do have your holder in the center for a 7-Eleven hot dog, extra mustard and ketchup, and then you do have a nice bottle holder for a big old bottle of Jolt Cola. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, I like the way they have this aluminum finish going on. You got the wood trim with the Denali name. And if you're wondering, Joe, are those GPS coordinates? Yes, that's where Mount Denali is. Stitching, the soft touch is golden here. I just wish they did a little bit more on top of the dash and on top of the door panels. You slide on in, this is what you're going to be greeted to, an 11.3-inch infotainment system. Very intuitive, very easy to use. You could get into all your different operations, 1, 2, 3, lickety split. And then, of course, you have your Apple CarPlay. What does that look like? There's your Apple CarPlay. I got to charge my phone. I'll get to that in a second. First, we got to do the business. Nice graphics with your dual climate control. So if you want to use the touchscreen, you can. But I'm going to show you another way to do that. Of course, you got your recirculation, which is a nice extra touch when you have your AC on. And then we got cameras. So you click on your cameras, some of the best resolution in the industry. 360, you can check out over the hood. You can check out the wheels, bling bling, 20-inch wheels. And then we're right back where we started. Even air down mode is kind of cool to have this as a feature on this Denali. And then you're right back where you started. You got your ventilated seats, heated seats, easy to get to. And I like the way they got physical knobs here. Your dual climate control, it's got a nice feel to it. Also, let me know how you feel about the screen. I actually like the way it's integrated. It works fine. We got the multi-Bose sound system. And then down below, you got your switch gear, a USB-A, USB-C wireless charging, our upgraded, updated 8-speed automatic with some tan stitching. I like the way we have our different control knob to go into your different modes and your 4x4. Soft material on the side is a nice touch. 2 cup holders, nice high armrests, so you can sit there and kind of contemplate life and all the decisions that you made to get you to this point. Hopefully you're happy. I love the stitching though, that makes me happy. Open it up, look what we have. Here's your GMC key fob, just like any other GMC vehicle. Spin it around, we got remote start. You got a nice tray here to where you could easily put, I would say, half a pound bag of Skittles. So the best part is that you could taste the rainbow while you're seeing the rainbow. 12 volt, and then there's enough room in there. I would say easily you could put that old RC car that I was telling you about. Because of the antenna, I could actually fit that RC car in there. It was dead as can be after 2 minutes. Not fun. Seats, the piping, the stitching, the Denali embroidery. Look at the stitching here. Diamond pleated all the way down. Power seating for the passenger. Of course, power seating for the driver. And you know, with those Skittles, bam, I could see the rainbow, taste the rainbow. Maybe you could feel the rainbow. I don't know. Try it one day. Let me know how it goes. Coming over to the business end, I want to show you how it goes behind the wheel of this Canyon. All right, guys, behind the wheel, you do have your seat controls, easy to get to. I like that. Nice power assist. You got 2 memory seat settings. And don't worry, these gnats that are flying around, they're not included with the GMC Canyon. They're just here for us. Thankfully. I'm being sarcastic. Lots of room in here, especially for a midsize. And when you're comparing this to the Tacoma, this is a night and day difference. I mean, this blows the current Tacoma like out of the water and then sinks it 20,000 leagues under the sea to where the Nautilus is going to come into contact with it, and Captain Nemo. That's how good the interior is on this new Canyon Denali. Love the leather all the way around. You do have a heated steering wheel. Even the tan stitching, nice and consistent. Denali badge instead of it just saying GMC. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then of course you got that nice 11-inch digital display in the center where you could scroll through a cornucopia of information. Also, on the infotainment side of things, when you go into the different modes, check this out. Steven's going to show you how you have these really nice graphics when you go through your different modes. Terrain, tow haul, off-road, the whole shabam, and there's a head-up display. So they got you covered technology-wise and graphics-wise. I mean, this is almost like Gran Turismo for trucks. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and see if there's any luxury in this Denali. All right, guys, back seat time. Now, there are some luxurious touches. Just like the front passenger door panels, you are getting the same thing on the rear passenger door panels, which are nice. You come on in, you get the leather all the way around, nice large pocket. You could easily put, I would say, 4 paninis back here. You know, there's a little mom and pop panini shop down the street from where we're at right now, and they make some awesome paninis. I know Steven wants to go back there for lunch tomorrow, so you could put a couple of those back here. This doesn't feel very luxurious. First of all, it's a little dirty. I apologize for that. 2 cup holders, but it's all hard plastic. Watch this. Knock, knock. Who's there? Hard plastic all over the place. You do have rear AC vents, USB-C, USB-A, and a home power source all the way down below. And the space, it's still tight back here, but it's better than the Tacoma. I know that, and it's better than last gen Canyon, so it feels good for the most part. Actually, I really don't mind it too much. Because remember, it's a mid-sized truck. But I guess the problem is when you look at something like the Ford Maverick, and though that feels really good to sit in the back seat, it kind of makes it challenging for the mid-sized folks. But hey, it is what it is. Pull this bad boy down. Ooh, Charmin soft. 2 cup holders, and you have that manual sliding rear glass, which is nice. And I know one thing that Steven wants to do before we leave North Carolina, which we will, Steven, is he wants to ride in the back of the truck. He's never done that before. I'm going to make it happen for him. That's what sometimes people call me, the dream maker. So Steven will make that happen. Now, I know you want to see me drive Steven around with him in the bed of the truck. I'm sure you want me to see me drive the truck, period. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait. So stay tuned. Mark your calendar. May 5th, it's happening. We're going to be going on throttle, on-road, and off-road in the new Canyon. But we need to wrap it up because I want to go get a panini. I'm starting to get hungry now. Let's wrap it up from Asheville. All right, guys. It's been a fun day out here in Asheville. But remember, tune back in. May 5th, we're going to be doing the first drive of the Canyon, especially the AT4X. I want to see you back here May 5th. You better not forget or I'm coming after you. But of course, we got to thank the whole GMC team for getting us access to this Canyon Denali. Let me know what you think. Is it enough? Is it enough to go up against the Tacoma, to go up against even its own sister brand, the Colorado, plus the rest of them? Let me know down in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rides family. Of course, we got to give it up to the guy who just loves driving trucks left and right, Steven Flood Photography. When he was a kid, he wanted to drive an 18-wheeler just because. So show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Steven, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.